because Ohio's Beastmaster is really good.
Yeah.
And as I said, Lifestealer directly counters Disruptor in the early and mid game at least.
What if they...
Yeah, and not to mention when they open with the Beastmaster, it would actually make LGD think twice about picking the Lifestealer.
Right,
So-
because it's a direct counter to Lifestealer too.
Well, an early start.
That's an early start, yeah. Well, it counters both heroes directly. And
Now you see why they picked Disruptor, because Disruptor is extremely good versus Slug. So you can see the reasoning now with their second pick.
Yeah, so they've already sort of headed in the draft. They thought, right, if we pick Disruptor, they're definitely going to pick up the Beastmaster. They knew that, right?
And they wanted to
to
protect the Slug as well, so they don't have to use a ban on Disruptor after.
Because LGD's been picking Disruptor a lot and having a lot of success with it. It also gives them a stun in the safe lane. They can Disruptor Slark combo and always kill Beastmaster.
But
very strong.
overall, with these 4 picks, I still think the Lifestealer and Beastmaster draft opening offers more for LGD compared to the Disruptor Slug. Maybe Fnatic has something up their sleeves, you know, with the Slug Disruptor opening, but we'll have to see.
I mean, we spoke about it in general. Lifestealer is pretty good against Slark because you will couple him with another hero that can initiate on the Slark and you can actually just burst it down. And they don't really have like a defensive option against it yet.
Apparently, not corrected me, Scandal did have 1 game on Shadowfiend in the tournament against OG, so 2 of them have played SF, so it's still pretty, it's an exclusive hub.
So that's the Ricky ban when an enemy team has Lifestealer. We've seen Lifestealer Ricky very strong, very successful. They have a lot of map control from the Hawk, so it's gonna make it easy for Ricky to find pickoffs.
Mind Quab at all. Beast, Quab, and Lifestealer is really strong combo together, a really strong core combo together.
But they've tended to favour the puck.
They have something up their sleeves. Disrupt the opening, but we'll have to see.
I mean, we spoke about it in general. Lifestealer is pretty good against. Also, we can still think about Beast actually going to the jungle. They can pick another offlaner that offers initiation as well, like a.
Going greedy against Fnatic?
I mean, it's risky, but you know.
I mean, Fnatic seems to think that might be a possibility with the last ban. They ban out the Tide.
Tide would make a lot of sense. You can stun Slark when his ulti's up, give your team a little space that could offset what Disruptor starts.
His laning phase is very difficult against Slark Disruptor though. He won't get too much. And then if you have a Beastmaster jungle, I don't know. I don't feel like it would have been a really good idea for them.
I'm thinking about what offlane they could possibly get if it's not Beast that actually offers initiation as well. Like Bad Rider is not good against either of those 2 heroes. And the other choices are kind of banned out.
Are you talking about counters against Lifestealer Beastmaster?
No.
Or the other way? Okay.
I mean, what off there LGD might pick, because Bad Rider is really bad. And I think, and Disruptor as well. And I think they need some form of initiation to couple up with the Lifestealer.
I mean, line's quite good. Once you get Blink, obviously, you just wait for the Dark Pack, set up the Slark kill.
So we haven't seen a huge amount at this tournament, especially in the main event yet. But
Fnatic loves their Doom a lot.
They do,
They play it on Ohio and on their position 4 a lot, so on 3-4-3. So
and this is really strong against Lifestealer.
Very aggressive. Yeah, it's very aggressive. It counteracts the Lifestealer. It suits their playstyle.
And with Disruptor on top of that, there won't be the case where he just gets doomed and runs out of the battle. You can always glimpse him back into it.
Is that like...
That is a...
Is that off... It's not offlane, right?
It could be.
Beastmaster offlane, Enigma jungle.
It could be the other way around too. Because
it's dangerous, like against a roaming Doom.
No, I agree, but you deny the range creep, you actually can deny a lot of experience, and you can farm the jungle camp close to your ancients, if that's what you're going for. But it's very greedy, and you have to be careful against Fnatic.
So you're talking about the Enigma plus Beastmaster on offlane like a Lich. The Enigma's like a Lich. He denies a creep, he goes to the camp, and he rinse repeat, he keeps doing that. To slow down the Slug farm in the game.
And then the Enigma can always go to the jungle camp and farm.
I mean, this is the risk, like being very greedy. Like the Brood pick here might pay off.
Or you get Brood Mother, they have like nothing against Brood at all.
So they have given them the last pick.
They have pretty good catch against the Brood with the Beastmaster, but it's the early game that's going to be a huge problem right now. They don't have a good lane against Brood.
They can't switch up the lanes anymore. Lifestealer has to go safe lane or off lane. They have to pick a mid laner now, unless they want to pick... Did they beat Beastmaster middle at all? No, right. Nobody really does that anymore.
You probably still can. You could swap a support there later as he ganks, I guess, but maybe it's too transparent.
It's not ideal for them. They don't want to put the Beastmaster
putting Lifestealer offlane is also not very good. It's like
Yeah, they're basically trapped at this corner with the Broodmother pick. That was a really
good... The Brook is really, really nice.
So the most important thing is getting Brood like level 3, and then he's fine.
Right.
Does LGD just focus heavily on zoning him? A lot of sentry wards, observer wards, try to keep him from getting experience?
They do have an Enigma though, and it's really hard to do something with Enigma.
They need to have a good hero that can do a 1v1 matchup with Brood in the lane itself without help. Because there's no way they can help that lane, I think.
Yeah, but you can't put Nyx in the middle, it's like...
Nyx, like what you guys said, Nyx off lane, Beastmaster mid.
But he's the DPS source as well. Like if you don't have Nyx farmed, you don't have damage to kill their heroes.
Yeah, like they have a lot of problems right now.
They're trapped right now.
It's really convenient they banned out Tide as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So they weren't necessarily committed to the super greedy thing LG was doing then.
Yeah.
Just happened to be one of the heroes they pick a lot.
Sand King.
Sand King.
I mean, Sand King would be good. It would solve the lifestealer problem that he doesn't have initiation.
It's good against Slark.
I can tell you love your Sand King.
I love Sand King.
I got an hour of chat in my ear over dinner about Sand King. So there's the puck. So yeah. Interesting.
We kind of expected the puck to be on the LGD side, but now Fnatic's pace of the game is extremely quick pace because the Doom will be roaming, Broodmother is going to be pressuring a lane, Puck can roam and he's level 6, so there's a lot of ways that they can break apart the early game. So LGD has to pick a hero that can actually lane the Brood alone.
And on top of that, Fnatic's lineup is really strong early, mid and late game. Like they have a
good scaling.
All around good lineup, yeah.
We currently have 88 heroes used at the Manila Major. One short of the record, which was at TI5 last year. So
I'm still waiting for the CK.
Is this number 89? We still haven't seen a CK. We talked about that.
Timbersaw, have you seen that?
We have seen a Timbersaw.
I was thinking like Timber actually be one of the few possible solutions remaining.
Timber is good, but I still think it's going to be very hard to shut the Brood down.
It's very good versus the Brood, but he's very weak versus Disruptor, Doom, and Puck. There's 3 silence that basically ruins the Timbersaw.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, all 3 of you. We'll get more thoughts from our panel members at the end of the first game. Time now to go over to our commentary team for our second series of the day. Here's Mort and Gods.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our last upper bracket match of the day. It is LGD Gaming versus Fnatic. We are here with this best of 3 series, game number 1. My name is Mohawk, with me is Gods. Gods, we have a Broodmother pick on the main event right now.
Yeah, first one of the main event and a great game to do it. You see your opponents go greedy, they get the Beastmaster and the Enigma. Someone's going to the jungle. Let's take advantage of those weak lanes on the side of LGD.
There are some interesting picks as well coming out from LGD's side. You have the Timbersaw last pick, which I think is really interesting, but see how it pans out for both of these squads as we're going to jump right into the game.
Looks like you lost someone here, mate.
I feel like this might be the most normal hero we've seen Mushi play this entire event. We've seen, I think Shadow Fiend, we've seen Kunkka, Necrophos, he's played Medusa, so it's going to be interesting to see how he does on a teamfight hero, a regular hero that we've seen a lot of this event.
Yeah, Mushi perhaps, I mean, this is one of those games where he's going to have more confidence in his mid one as well as a higher to be more of the kind of carry/late game players. I've got to hire on a much more scaling late game hero where he's not only typically fit into that teamfight specialist role, he's excelled when he's been on the dark side, Bat Rider, these Tide Hunter heroes. And it does put Fnatic a bit out of their comfort zone, but the Brood pick fits their draft just so well in terms of disrupting the LGD greed. So we'll see how this one works out. I like that LGD sending the Enigma to the offlane, not the Beastmaster. This is a hero that can just deny farm and XP from the Slark, and the Slark, you don't want to just give him that free farm and let mid one take control of the game.
We saw Swindles do this yesterday against Winston. He actually did a pretty good job on that offlane Enigma with what you were talking about, 9 farm, making sure he's getting decent farm himself. And it's not like Beastmaster's a bad jungler. We've seen Beastmasters get level 4, 5, 6, roughly around that 4-minute mark, get that early gank off as well. So for the Beastmaster, should have a pretty good time for LGD. For Fnatic, one thing you need to point out is mid one Slark. He has had exceptional play in this particular tournament on that hero. He's very comfortable on that hero, whereas the Ember Spirit, not so much, I think, in this particular tournament.
Yeah, and whenever it actually got to the point where Alliance were first stage banning Slark against Fnatic because of mid one's 2-0 victory over VGR going back to the group stages. So Fnatic, they pick up the Disruptor to protect the pick, then they get it with their second slot. This is a game where mid one is set up for success. You hope this player can do well. Interesting, Fnatic have switched up their lanes. It's going to be a Brood in safe lane. They want him to be up against the Enigma, and LGD have completely been caught by surprise by this one. They saw the web up top, but it was a mind play coming out from Fnatic, who instead are going to get very favorable laning matchups.
And on top of that, you have aggressive mid playing the Lifestealer against Mushi. They're going to go toe-to-toe there. But yeah, this is very interesting. Like you said, the web's already up there, but mid one is already rotated. They did that pretty much right when the rune spawned. Ohio should have a pretty good lane down bottom, and they should, I think, excel in terms of CSing and aggression early in this game, Gods.
Ohio's just going to free farm lane. Enigma started off in the jungle camp expecting to be up against a tri lane. So LGD were like, okay, we got this Lifestealer dodging the Brood by going mid, but what they didn't expect is to have the Timber not up against the Brood. They really want a Timber versus Brood matchup, which they're not getting right now. So after a couple of levels, expect to see this Timber pick up a TP scroll, head down bottom, and for the Enigma to either rotate into the jungle or even head all the way towards the top lane, because this is not a favorable laning matchup for LGD.
Who do you see being aggressive first? Do you think DJ will come out of the jungle as the Doom, or is it more going to be the Beastmaster, the double boar coming out early?
I think Beastmaster needs level 6. Double Boar alone doesn't really give you enough pressure. You can perhaps contest a rune, but more likely we're going to have the Doom getting very active early on DJ. Starting for now, going greedy in the jungle, but part of the reason Enigma can't contest this lane is because there is a Doom. So if Doom rotates bottom, Enigma's very easy gank and kill.
Open wounds on Imushi, but he'll lose Europe way, and then it just jaunts out just to make sure he's safe and fine. So aggressive, just trying to put initial pressure on Mushi, who's having a pretty damn good lane. He's got 10 last hit, 3 denies, 6 CS going for aggressive with 1 deny now 2. So good start for Mushi in mid lane. Meanwhile, top maybe he's going to get Thunderstruck, as well as a couple of right clicks coming out from the Disruptor, but mid one's just going to continue to CS, not looking to put any pressure on that Timbersaw already.
Yeah, they see the line denying top rune. DJ looks like ready to get out, has hit level 3. This is kind of the important timing for Doom because you have both Infernal Blade and Scorched Earth, as well as a stolen creep spell. So he's got Shockwave, Infernal Blade, and Scorched Earth, 3 very powerful spells. If he can catch this line, it's almost a sure kill. But for now, it looks like MMY wary of this rotation. Not going to get caught for the time being, but this is the stage of the game where they want to slow down this Beastmaster in the jungle. And a nice Shockwave for DJ actually snipes the last hit on that Satyr.
Like you said, punishing the greed coming out from LGD with that Beastmaster, as well as the Enigma in the offlane. There was no vision from LGD for that gank. It's just MMY having good positioning and knowing that there maybe was something up. They knew the timing for the Doom coming out level 3, like you said, with Scorched Earth and Infernal Blade. Very important time for the Doom. But instead, 3 minutes in, we're just getting a lot of casual farm, and I think this benefits Fnatic right now.
Oh yeah, and they're like, let's just get more dangerous. The Doom can be active. The Enigma at bottom actually has picked up a TP scroll, unless to rotate lanes, but this is more because Brood gets enough spiderlings. Brood can just go on the Enigma and force TP out of the lane by his sheer kill potential. Brood is the one who kind of gets to assert his dominance on the lane, while Enigma has to play very defensively.
And you can also see his presence in terms of damage on the tier 1 tower, which is about right now at 75% health. So that tower will probably fall pretty quickly unless LGD want to try to defend that bottom tier at some point in time. But that means that the other lanes are open for Fnatic to put pressure on. Right now they have an aggro tri-lane, a pseudo-aggro tri-lane going with Fnatic in the top lane. And this is kind of dangerous for maybe.
It's 3 lanes being won currently by Fnatic. None of them being like dominated by any means. They haven't got any kills yet. They haven't managed to really pull ahead. But Mushi mid almost doubling up the CS of Lifesteal. Ohio slightly ahead on CS against the Enigma. And then the top lane going very well in terms of mid one getting farm on Slut. So across the board, each lane slightly Fnatic favored, but that's kind of adding up. The Beastmaster jungle, the one thing that can turn that around. He is about to hit that level 6. He's halfway to level 5, so halfway through his level 5 stage. And with that early roar, LGD will likely be looking to secure themselves their first kill and kind of equal up one of these 3 lanes.
And the good news is too is that Xiaowei actually has a decent amount of farm. A lot of that due to the fact that he's using his Midnight Pulse. He's farming up Broodling, so he's getting a bit more farm than you'd see in an off-lane Enigma in this state of the game. So
he's trying to keep this tower alive. This bottom to 1, you talked about being at 3/4 HP. Now it's going to get nice and low. Xiaowei thinks about the deny, but he can't get close.
No, he can't walk up there.
4.5 minutes in, Ohio has taken a free tower, and there's nothing LGD can do about this. I'm a bit surprised they haven't rotated the Timber towards bottom, giving him matchup against Brood. They wanted initially, but I think LGD just decided musical lane is ultimately going to be a lost cause for them. They just keep on rotating. Fnatic can respond by TPing themselves, so they kind of just accept their fate that they're going to lose this tier 1 early on.
Yeah, and maybe I think it's suffering in CS due to the fact that he's not down there against that matchup. Obviously, we would have the Broodlings that we talked about for Xiaowei. He's getting chase down. And there's that T that you were talking about. He just can't sit in that lane. Even if he wants to defend the tower, he still might end up dying. He has to actually just back up, TP out, and Ohio continue to pressure that bottom tier 2 already at 5.5 minutes into the game.
This is brutal. Jawei does have the call, so if Ohio ever gets too aggressive, look out for that black hole under the tower with a TP rotation, but something Jawei didn't have was mana, so that TP back at least fills up his mana pool. He look for that cat plays now, but Ohio's going to be wary of this. He sees the level 6 Enigma. He knows there's a black hole. If there's a black hole with a TPM from someone like Timbersaw, he will die.
Top lane.
3-4-3, getting low here.
Yeah, it looks like this might be your first blood with the Earth Spike coming through. He just stayed a bit too long in that top lane, and Seth actually gets the first blood. 3-4-3, unfortunately in a bad position in that instance, going down at 6 minutes. It's a bit long time for our first blood, but still, LGD will get something out of it at the very least.
Yeah, nice kill for the fact that it is the first blood. It's still a bit concerned that LGD's levels are going as poorly as they are. TP bottom coming from Timbersaw, so now they're gonna, with a level 6.5 Timbersaw, give him the matchup against Brood to try and slow down the push coming in, and also opens up Enigma to head the jungle since Beastmaster is going to be roaming around more.
Well, unfortunately for the Timbersaw, Ohio just TP's up to the top lane. He's like, I got webs, I push down this tier 1 tower, we can start being a bit aggressive. They even said min 1 down bottom as well with his TP, so musical lane's more coming out from Fnatic instead of LGD at this point.
Mid 1 does have the lane there pushed up, but it looks like the full camp he may be able to pull this back. No, he's not going to actually have that available to him. So with the lane pushed up as far as it is a bit difficult for him to farm this bottom lane, but he can always jungle it all. You get level 6, you can heal up using your Shadow Dance from the jungle, so he's got plenty of options available to him, even with a pushed out lane.
It's a very slow-paced early game at this point. And finally, Sep has level 7, so maybe they're looking for something top. Obviously, Ohio, knowing that there is the jungle Beastmaster, it's very dangerous for him to stay too far up in that lane, even though he wants to put pressure on that tower. Xiaoei also has Black Hole, so I think for LGD, they want to get something going here, but Fnatic are kind of playing keep away pretty damn well in this point.
Yeah, and Fnatic with a gold advantage, mostly off of that tower, but even on top of that, it's a 1,500 total gold lead, but LGD getting a bit more in the way of experience. You get much more value out coming out from their jungle with the Beastmaster and Enigma. So Fnatic, a very farm-intense early game. Aggressive, even just happy to invest just to heal himself up and a siege creep here in the mid, so very much signaling what he has in mind.
They rotate maybe back to the top lane after we push out bottom. They'll give mid 1 a free lane now. There's nobody contesting him down bottom at this point, so he'll get farm. Ohio still kind of scouting around, using his Broodless just to be able to cut part of the creep wave and make sure that maybe doesn't have the easiest time here in his top lane. So a lot of interesting plays from Fnatic. Still no aggression from LGD though.
It's coming soon. Sep and Jawei both with a smoke on hand. They do it under a ward. Oh, right on the edge of that one.
They might have just scouted out. No pings just yet from Fnatic. No lines drawn. Ohio's going to back away. DJ will be first contact. They've got Roar. They get it off in time. The Midnight Pulse will come through to shock him. Do they have the damage? They blow him up with a Timber Chain and maybe get a kill. The second of the game for LGD, and finally they can get a little bit of breather from this top lane.
Yeah, that will ease things up a bit, but for Fnatic, this is the stage of the game where they want mid 1 to be free farming. They did well in the lane stage off of the Brood. Now they're at the stage where it's like, okay, there's no real lane where Brood's going to be able to continue pushing. We're at the point where LGD are going to start defending the Brood push using the Timbersaw, looking to kill him using smokes and dusts, and Brood has to play a lot more conservatively. So for Fnatic, free farm your Slack, priority number 1. Priority number 2 is probably look to start making your first plays around Mushi's puck, because he's level 8, he's got Dream Call, he's maxed out waning. This is a very kind of gank-heavy, aggressive build from a puck. If you want to farm, you normally get the Illusionary Orb. So him and DJ looking to find a pick-off here.
Sep is going to pick up at the right time. I don't see Mushi coming. They didn't see that smoke either, but now they're going to come through. It's an Invis rune. They're going to Dream Coil up. Sep's going to get silence as well as Illusionary Orb and Inferno Blade. They should be able to bring him down. They even get the stomp off from DJ. They finally get the kill on the board. There's a couple of heroes rotating in. Shout as well as aggressive. He's going to phase up, looking for it. The Doom comes down under maybe Timber Chain coming in as well. Earth Spike, Mushi get hooked. Black Hole is up. They're going to do some damage, but they bring him down. He's very elusive. Mushi about to get out in time. Will jaunt away. He'll make it, but he gets onto the high ground. He has to TP out. Can he make it away? He does it. No, unfortunately, Earth Spike comes out and he will get caught. Mathis came through, stopping the TP at the last second, and he was about to make a way, but he just couldn't make it out in time. His only choice was to TP on the high ground there.
Yeah, TP'd with Malithus still on him. If he went one more tick, it would have been close. The Impale was going to come regardless, so it looked like he would have gone down without getting the TP off either way, but had to use that jaunt just a split second too soon. He didn't quite get the low ground, and LGD get the better of that trade. Having committed Black Hole to Kabuki at this stage is not too big of a concern, and they're going to get a follow-up kill on Zoom up top, maybe getting very farmed here. 3-0-1, 61 CS. It's definitely the high point of this LGD early game, which has been not exactly the best in terms of the laning stage, but the kills they've gotten off of their all sixes from Raw, from Enigma, Black Hole have definitely been on point.
And while you were talking about this earlier, though, you do have mid one completely free farming. He's up to 1,600 gold right now. He's got Tread, Tequila, Poor Man's, so he's starting to get to that point as a Slark, which is very scary for LG to line up to deal with. So mid one is getting a plenty amount of farm. Ohio as well is doing very well, second in net worth right now, and he just has phase and 1,500 gold. What do you think for itemization for Ohio?
We've seen... I haven't seen him play Brood in such a long time. The Orchid is not exactly amazing this game. We saw Bulldog going much more towards a fighting build. Ohio
gonna get roared up. There's the Timber Chain coming out. Earth Spike, easy kill. LGD rotate into heroes. They get that roar. Earth Spike, plenty of lockdown, and he falls.
I kind of like the more fighting-oriented Brood play that we're seeing kind of out of Bulldog from Alliance. And scaling forward, like, you've got this tempo control in the puck. You want to be able to fight as a Brood.
The Echo Saber was the item Bulldog purchased up in the beginning of that game.
Saber, BK would be less important in this game because there's these big ultis like Raw and Black Hole took through, but perhaps even a Midas. Like we've died once now, you're struggling to farm in the lane a bit, you may just want to play the economy game. Like you look at Fnatic, they've got 3 cores that can scale pretty well, a 4th in the Doom who's also getting some farm. Both teams effectively with 4 cores.
And they need to find that farm. If you're trying to split it up between those 4 heroes, Midas is certainly going to help in that regard. Mushi is smoked up. They're looking finally again for another initiation. They have 4 heroes at bottom, and Xiaowei might be the target. Mid one is going to push this in a little bit. Sitting behind with DJ, of course. Aggressive might walk up and actually find all of them, unfortunately.
Yeah, they saw him rotate towards that bottom room, so they were hoping that he would kind of run up towards them in the high ground. It looks like he just wanted the room, then he was back mid.
Fnatic thinking that there might be a counter gank set up from LGD as they scanned over towards that Uber cliff, towards that tier 2 tower. So if they want to get aggressive, I feel like they can. They've done this where they've tier 2 tower before, especially in the group stage. They did that all the time. But they won't go for it this time. They're going to back up. They say, okay, Ohio's getting room top lane. We don't need to go for anything too crazy. Back up together.
LGD have just done a great job playing against Disruptors so far. Normally, you see like a glimpse pick off here or there. You had Fnatic even setting up bottom lane with a lane to try and set up a glimpse, but LGD have not really shown them anything. Just the one thing managed to really pull ahead, but Mushi mid almost doubling up.
And Fnatic have obviously mid one and Ohio doing very well. Does this benefit them most? I mean, just this farming situation, or are LGD kind of happy with how this game is going currently?
I think both teams are relatively happy. Fnatic obviously have gone for a few smoke plays, neither of which have been successful, so things could be looking better for them. But in terms of the big picture, they're getting what they need out of the lanes. They took the tier 1 for both top and bottom lane, so it's ever so slightly better for Fnatic right now, but it's all going to come down to this mid-game execution. You've got big ultimates like Black Hole. You've got the Puck and the Doom being the teamfight for Fnatic. So teamfight execution and the plays from mid-1 Lark are going to be kind of what decide Fnatic's mid-game here. For LGD, it's all about the initiation of Enigma and Beastmaster.
Mid one was looking for something mid, but Sep's going to back up. They have a sentry there, by the way, so they know. And if he walks a little bit closer, they will have protection, but I think they just know already. Fnatic are going to back up. They're going to go into the... They'll find aggressive. Doom comes out. No, not there. He cancels the animation. They'll go with a couple of right clicks for now. Fnatic, they might be in too deep. The open wound slow is going to go up to DJ. Grabs up the Wolf, and they'll back out to get with the rest of Fnatic. And so...
I mean, it's like it's a very slow defensive laning stage, but you look at what Fnatic have done. They've gone for 2 smoke plays with Mushi. They've now gone for a Shadowblade reveal. Well, they've tried to reveal the Shadowblade by getting a kill. None of these have just been successful. LGD have completely read every movement out of Fnatic, but despite this, it's not like LGD are winning. If anything, it's still Fnatic controlling the game. They've got a 1,000 net worth advantage, mostly off of the tower gold, and it's Fnatic who are the ones trying to find the kills, trying to slow down the LGD.
Oh, they get the Dream Coil, but the rage comes out in time. The Static Storm won't work, and the Kinetic Field will not catch either, and Aggressive gets out just in time with that rage. The Dream Coil to start it off wasn't long enough for the stun for him to actually get caught out. Now maybe looking for more. Gonna clear out the creep wave. Ohio's gonna get pushed back. The Broodling's getting pushed out as well. And again, Fnatic, they fail on another Smoke of Deceit.
Yeah. 343 was just a split second too late with the Static Storm. He had to get that off as fast as possible. Basically, as the Dream Coil goes out, he needs to be using the Static Storm to get the silence preventing the rage. And unfortunately for Fnatic not getting the kill, but still, you